So, welcome to this week's workshop. It's also quite new for us. We've done this only once before. I'm glad that you could come here tonight. Yeah? And I first would like to explain a little bit who we are. I'm Jerry, like you probably already know. There's Uzi, and at the door is Julia, manning the camera. We are Unleash Design. We are a Perth-based web design agency. But we work together with Wix. Wix has asked us to become their ambassador for Western Australia. And as such, we are their official agency. Yeah? And part of that is that we give free workshops to small businesses. Why Wix? Why do we use Wix? Why do we promote Wix? For a certain reason, and that is first that it's extremely simple. If you've seen it, you might have already used it. Welcome.
Thank you.
Please sit down. Yeah, but it's very simple to use. Once you get to know it, it's very natural to use it. Yeah, you can only do certain things, so it's a bit restricted in some things, but it means that it's very easy to make new things, to make your own pages, to make your own design, and to put up your website. As a matter of fact, in the 2 hours that you're here, you should learn enough that you can go home and finish the website all by yourself. It's also a very cheap way of making a website. Once the website is ready, you pay Wix a fixed amount per month for the hosting, and that's it. You don't have any ongoing contract with any agency. And then the third thing is very secure. It's closed off compared to other programs that are open, that you can get into the back end. You can't with Wix, which means that also for hackers, it's much more problematic to get into your website. You don't have to do monthly updates or make sure that everything is closed off, that you use the right apps, etc. It's all protected by Wix itself. So that makes it your website very safe. It's very difficult to hack. You have to hack the entire company of Wix to be able to do that. Okay. Now, you're sitting here. I know for some of you that you have never done anything in Wix. I don't know if any one of you has designed anything. If you ever have built a website before, but you're going to be thrown into the deep. You have to do it all yourself. So how do you make a professional website without any experience? That is of course hard. Real design you learn in university, and it takes you experience of years to get right. But there's certain things that you can do to really make a professional looking website. The first thing that you have to remember always is less is more. If you see a white space on your website, don't think, oh, I can cram something in there. You can see an example here of somebody who did something like that. There's so much there that it actually hurts my eyes with all the colors, but also what is it about and what do you have to look at. In general, that means that people will leave your website. Yeah, it's like, this looks very unprofessional, so less is more. The less you have, the better. Don't think, I need to write everything down, otherwise people might miss something. The more you write, the more they miss, just like here. Yeah? You're going to miss 90% of what is written here if you look at this website. So keep it simple and make sure that it's only the necessary things and not more. Here you can see that. There's one text, and that's it. It's very clear what this is about. You will always read this message. People will always get this. Make sure that you always have one goal for your website. Before you start with the website, sit down and think, what is the goal of my website? Don't think, I need a lot of visitors. I've had websites with 10 visitors a month that sold more than any small company in the world. Why? Because those 10 visitors spent much more money than any 1,000 other visitors who wouldn't have spent anything would have done. So it is not about the number of visitors, it is about what is the goal. Do you want to sell something? Who do you want to sell to? Don't think you want to sell to anyone. If you want the website for all women, you will have teenagers that says, this is for my grandmother, it's not for me, and they're gone. If the grandmother comes on and says, no, this is for teenagers, this is for my granddaughter, and they're gone. So look for a target group, look for a goal, and always keep that in mind. When you put something on your website, you think, does this fit the goal that I have? With everything, text, images. Don't think, oh, this is fancy and moving, and does it fit your goal? If it's moving, it means that all the attention will go to that thing, that image or whatever. So that must be the most important thing on your page. And if you have a very important text next to it, it will be red. Yeah, so always follow your goal. But what is it that I need to get out? How do I get my visitors to become paying customers? That's the big thing. Now here it's very clear. This is one message for those who want to donate but are skeptical about where the money goes. This is for people that really want to donate money, but think, yeah, well, it goes to a large organization and all the money disappears, and in the end the kids don't get it. That's what this website is all about. That it all goes to the kids and not to anybody else. So you know immediately, yeah, this website's for me or it's not. Yeah? A third thing that you can do, and here you see a little bit how I said before, don't put too much. There are white spaces. It doesn't matter. The white spaces focus your eyes on the central message. But how you can make it looking more professional is by lining out. You see some purple lines in here. You'll see that later when Uzi is going to make a homepage to show you how it's done. In Wix, when you move things around and you can just drag things over the page with your mouse, these lines will appear, and it means that it's exactly horizontally or vertically lined out. And that just looks good. That looks, when you visit a site, it looks more professional, even though you don't even realize that it's just all lined out. If things are more in disorganized place, you get an unprofessional look. So just line things out, and you already make your website much more professional looking. Images. Now this is important, it's also very simple, but we often get a question, which images can I use? One thing, don't go into Google and copy an image. Yeah? You're bound to get a letter from a lawyer saying, well, this is going to cost you $1,000 because you used an image of my client, copyright, etc. Yeah? So, if you have your own images, of course use those. Then Wix has a very nice thing. It has a whole pile of images for free. And you can use those in your website for free. So if you need a banner or a specific or a generic image next to your text, you can just pull them out of Wix. And you can use those free. There is no copyright on them for your website. And of course you can go to stock photos. If you really need another image, you can buy them. If you can't find them, there are stock photos for $2–3 each, which is not that much, especially not if you need a big one. Yeah? And you can use those on your website and they're yours. Yeah, but make sure you never copy a photo from anywhere else, not even from a friend, because they might have copied it from anywhere else, and before you know it, you're stuck with it and you're going to court.
Excuse me, those photos are from Wix, are they? The stock photos, are they available through Wix or from other third parties?
It's from Big Stock, if I'm correct. So it's free photos from Big Stock that you can get through Wix.
Yep. And
so in the Wix program, you have a button and Uzi's going to show that, and an image, and then you get a page where you can just search for certain topics, and the images are straight there in Wix. Yeah?
They have a free library.
yeah.
I think that the source is Big Stuff, but it's a free library.
Yeah, all the images from bigstockphoto.com are available through that. The licensing is just different. It's a lot cheaper because you can only use it within the Wix website. So the license is not for print matter.
Right.
If you want to print a brochure with the same image, you have to purchase it outside of Wix.
Oh.
But it's exactly the same images.
Yep.
So it's a huge amount.
So there's free and
There's
purchase.
free and purchase, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's always the same price. It's $3 US,
It's $3 per image.
which is a lot cheaper than most stock.
Okay. Now you have got your website ready. and you go to Google and it's not there. It's always very painful and it's very hard. So what you need to do, or what you have to think of, is how do I get my website into Google? Also called SEO. Yeah? SEO is not magic. It's not coding, it's not something that programmers do. It's pure marketing. You always have to think with SEO that it's Google offering a product to its clients. If your website is the best in its category, it will be number one. And the best means that it has the right content, and that when people go to your website, that they say, yes, this is what I need. So if somebody goes to Google, sees your website, go to the website and says, yes, that is what I need, then Google says, okay, you go up. Now there is a lot more to it, and it's quite complicated to do it. But there is a basic way that you can use it in Wix. Wix has fields where you can type in the text that will appear in Google. So Google also knows what the website is about. And then the only thing you have to think about is, okay, is this really about my website? One thing that people do is they type in Perth, Morley, Bassendean, Mandra, Rockingham, Joondalup, in the hope that people from those areas come to your website. Now, if you put too many places, Google is going to say, oh, you're trying to fraud. Just be completely honest in what you do in your SEO. Yeah, and again, it's just this two fields that you fill out. And if you are, then you're going to do okay in Google. You won't be perfect, and if you're in a very competitive market, you might need some help. But in general, then it's fine. Yeah, just make sure that whatever you write in your website is for your client, for the people that visit, and that they say, yes, this is what I need. So don't write about how good you are, write what you deliver. Yeah, because everybody can say that they're good, but I want something, I want information, I want a product. Do you have that for me? Yeah, then the one thing that you have to be really careful about in Wix, and Uzi will show that as well, that every page has one and only one site title. It's called site title in Wix, and we will show you what it is, but in Google it's called an H1, which is also shown in Wix, but it means that that is the title that Google will pick up and say, yeah, this page is about socks. It says blue socks, so this page is about blue socks. You have another page about red socks. You have a site title, red socks. So that Google knows exactly what it is and will promote it to your target group that way. So if you don't have the site title, your site, that page will most likely not appear. If you have more than one site title, Google will say, what is this about? Yeah? We'll show that later, and will make more sense. But just remember that you need one site title per page. And it's a weird word, a site title. It should be a page title, it's the site title. Just remember that. If you do that wrong, then you're going to get in trouble.
Actually, they have in the hierarchy, they do have a page title as well.
Yeah, so that's confusing.
Yeah, but you need to use
Yeah. That's why I'm really saying this, because otherwise you are going to use the page title. Well, it's better that we show it when we'll put it in, so you understand what it is. Now, as soon as your website starts appearing in Google, all kinds of SEO companies are going to find you. And you're going to get all this spam. Your website's not good. It fails in this, it fails in that, and we need to do this, and we need to do that. Please contact us, and we'll, for $300 a month, we'll do that for you. The fact that you get those emails means that you've been found and that your SEO is working. Don't fall for a monthly SEO. Most of these companies don't do anything. Yeah, so do it once. Once your site appears, fine, forget it. It's fine. Yeah? Don't start paying per month for your SEO. Okay? Any questions about this? Because this is a very extensive topic.
I've missed that. So 300 a month, Wix will, what was that?
No. So what will happen is, once your site is up, and it can be found in Google,
companies will offer.
marketing companies will find you and say, well, we can do your SEO for you because your site doesn't show up in Google.
Right.
What I'm actually, the point that I'm making is that because they find you, your SEO is obviously working.
Okay.
Yeah, so whatever they're saying is just a marketing message. Do not pay for monthly SEO. Yeah?
It's
That's just money down the drain.
Yeah.
You can, I mean, if you are in a very competitive industry and you wanna compete and you wanna pay the money, it's, because there's a lot of very good companies that do SEO. Mostly you can find out through talking to other people who already have experience with those companies and know that they are actually achieving the goals that they promise. And then that's fine, but if they contacted you, it's not a good idea.
Yeah, we actually have somebody who does this for you, and he starts at $1,600 a month. Yeah, so it's not something that
For small
is simple.
business, it makes no sense.
Yeah? And that's why I say just do it once, and for most companies we see that it's absolutely fine. The thing is that Wix does a lot of things for you. So half of the SEO is already covered before your website is ready. Okay. One thing that you can use to improve your ranking in Google and your visibility on the web is a blog. All you need to do is write one article a month, about half A4, post it in your blog, about what you do or something related to it that is, like I say, a value for your clients. So if you're a hairdresser, how do you do your own perm, or what are the best colors, or not things about what you sell, but things, just information. And because of that, Google will pick up that you're publishing constantly. There are new things on your website, and will be more likely to put you higher. Then if you are a little bit handy with social media, doesn't even have to be, you just post a blurb in your social channels. If you have Facebook, or if you have Twitter, or if you have LinkedIn, you post a sentence about an article that you just wrote with a link to the article. Yeah? I'm a bit later I'm going to show about our events that we have. We have quarterly events, and in the coming months we will probably have an event where we go more deeply into these things. Now, but if you write a blog, you post it on your social channel, then you're really boosting your position in Google.
There's no limit on the social stuff, is there?
Sorry.
If you want to tweet every day or something, retweet stuff on your website, that's different from putting a blog, right? Or
Yes. The idea is that you have a text about a business-related subject on your website, and because you tweet about it, you tweet with a link that people click and go to your website. Yeah. It's not so much about people coming to your website, but the fact that people are retweeting them, and that Google sees that, hey, all these people are tweeting about it, and it's about your website. So it has to have that link with your website.
And if I link to other websites too, is that another topic?
That's great for those websites, but not for you. Yeah, because a link from say that Western Australia somehow finds out about your website. They write an article on their website with a link to your website. For Google, that's a referral. The Western Australian thinks you've got a good website, your website must be good. And that really brings you up. So if you can get that done with important websites, that's great. Yeah? But there's much more to it than that, so that's why I keep it simple, because you're already going to see a lot today. Yeah, but just keep in mind that certain things are important. Now, the last thing that I want to point out is mobile. More than 50%, I put 50% in, but more than 50% of your visitors will be coming from a mobile device. So if you haven't checked that is fine, then you might be losing out on a lot of people. Google will only show your mobile website on mobile phones, etc., if it is okay. Now, there is actually a link where you can test it. You just type in Google, test my site for mobile phones, and it gives you a link. You put your website in, and it says yes, it's fine. But and Uzi's going to show that you once you've made your website, your mobile site is ready, but it can have a little errors. Things can be moved around. You just need to check that everything's fine, then you can publish your website. Yeah, but people forget that. They change their page and they forget to look at their mobile site. So always keep that in check. And if you have time, I'll show you, but on your mobile site, keep it concise. People don't like to scroll for ages through long texts, etc. So just put there what is necessary. Any other questions? Yeah.
I was thinking of doing a landing page.
What is a landing page?
Or just as a launch, just like a teaser before.
Coming soon.
Yeah. Is that a different thing to?
The thing is, if you do a coming soon page, Google will not forward anyone to it because there's no content on it. And people have to know already about your page to go there directly, so that you can only get people who already know about you.
Yeah, I mean that's just a
There's really
stepping
no
stone.
benefit from it. Might as well wait till the website's up.
Okay.
If you
Because
have
sometimes you have a promotion and you do it to link it to that or a teaser. So
If there is content on it and you write coming soon, we do this and that and the name of your company and some information and a couple of images, then it will be crawled by Google and you essentially start your SEO.
yeah.
Yeah.
You will also see how easy it is to put something together that looks good really quickly. So you really just need one
So I don't
image
have all
and
the
some
content
content.
yet, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it will be more than just the coming soon page, the one with construction worker.
If you don't have the full story yet,
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
you might want to have a smaller sort of.
It's always a work in progress anyways.
Yeah.
And, but the advantage here is that you very quickly can put something together that looks good and that is relevant. So it doesn't have to be the complete web page. So it's well worth it to put something up.
Yeah, I guess that was my point, is that, you know, you're evolving in the first over 3 or 6 months, and you want to
Yeah,
start
yeah.
off with at least people saying who you are, what you're doing, and teasing like, okay,
Yeah.
keep posted over time, then you relaunch it again, you
You
know.
can even get them involved. You can
Or have a
basically
survey, you
interact
might just say,
and
you know.
say, you know, what would you like to know more, or do you want to subscribe to a newsletter, and then once a month you just give a little bit information so you can already build a community.
Yeah, I was going to do a survey coming soon. What are your thoughts on these things? and
Yes,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that, basically.
And that will help you to put
Because
the
it's still-
content together and see.
And then you can finalise the message.
Yeah, good idea.
There's something called a single scroll, which is kind of a more modern design approach, and Google is starting to actually accommodate that for that. And what it is a website that is made of one page, and that page is made of sections. And instead of having an about us page and then contact us page, you have everything on the home page. So you only have one page. The home page is the only page, and that reduces the amount of content you have to put. And there is an idea behind the digital strategy that essentially people, as they scroll through it, they go through your sales process and whatever it is that you want to expose them to, and they can make a decision there and then. Also, it's one that works better on tablet devices because people don't like to click and have something reload. They just scroll through the whole site to get all the information.
Wix has a template for that.
Yeah.
Yes, there
Yeah,
are
yeah,
several,
they do.
quite a few. Yeah.
Alright, so
Yeah.
what are some of the considerations with contact forms and providing email addresses on a website? Do you get hammered with spam or
Yeah.
contact forms? You've got those that also put in the coded numbers that you see in the
Captcha.
picture and the capture things
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah, I'm personally not a big fan of CAPTCHA. It's I've never ever had that on a non-large website like Coca-Cola. You get a lot of spam through that. Yeah, because a robot has to fill in the form, and that's what the CAPTCHA is for. What you should not do is put your email address on the website, because that's immediately picked up by marketing companies and used to send you a lot of spam. And that's not just one company, that company sells it on, and thousands of companies are going to send you spam if you put your entire email address typed out on the website.
Don't do it.
So use a contact form. A contact form is the same as an email.
Yeah.
It has it has a subject and your email address and the message. And it's the same as typing out an email in your Outlook. So there's no difference, but it means that nobody can steal your email address.
And robot spammers mostly won't worry about you.
With a contact form?
Yeah,
Okay.
because you're too
It
small.
will be enough. There is a, so
Yeah.
you need a third party, something within Wix to use capture. So it's possible.
I think it's a nuisance, I prefer.
Yeah, no,
No,
it's
it's
just
the easier
using
make
the
it clear.
standard
Yeah.
contact form that you also can customize will be enough, because it's just not a matter of writing. You could put an image of your email. We do that sometimes. So instead of actually having the text that you can copy and paste,
Yes, that's what it's
we'll match it
So
as
somebody
in the
has to
same
type it
font.
out.
We'll match it as an image, so it can't be
Yep.
taken by bots, basically. So it's all possible. Very easy.
And with the contact form, somebody hits submit, that thing arrives somewhere in your
Yep.
your inbox.
You
Yep.
can-
Yeah, you can up to
define
two
the mail to
emails.
Email, there's actually two that you can put there, and
Yeah.
as soon as they submit, it automatically sends an email to you.
I suppose we'll come to that. Something else I'm wondering about is the email system. You know, your emails attached to the website. Is that something that Wix looks after? Or?
No, there's no email hosting with Wix.
Right. Okay.
But they make it easy to host with Google Business accounts. So I think for $2.95 a month, you can get one. It's per email, per user, and that will so everything will be within the dashboard of Wix, and it will be easy for you, but more to maintain it. But mostly, businesses have their own emails and host it somewhere else. So if you need a lot of different ones, if you need up to 10, then it's possibly not worth it. There's a real transition of, it used to be you could get as many emails as you wanted on your hosting plan, and it changes a bit because most of them are on Microsoft Exchange service now, and there's a lot more involved. So most companies now you have to pay around $3 to $5 per user, so you can't.
Per month. Or
Per month,
Okay,
per
right.
month, yeah. So Wix doesn't host, but they use Google
Business to
Business.
say
Yeah.
embed
Yeah.
that
So
somewhere.
it's very
Yeah.
easy. It will just say, do you want an email plan? Just click here, and then I think it will be deducted through your credit card that is
Attached to
within
Wix.
attached to Wix.
The Wix does the
So it's
hosting as well.
The
Hosting,
hosting is
yeah.
by default with
Yeah.
Wix.
Yeah.
And the hosting with Wix depends on the type plan you want to take, but the most expensive one is the e-commerce. I think it's 16.
The
Or
most expensive one
$18
is
a
the
month.
VIP. VIP has advanced support, so you have a direct number that you can dial through, and that's around $25 per month.
Yep.
And that includes e-commerce
But
as
you-
well,
but it
but
starts
you
at
don't.
8.
You don't need it.
I find they respond really quickly through tickets, so you can submit a ticket, and usually within a day they answer. And we just have a VIP account for us because we can call them directly.
And you provide stats of how many people have visited the site, like this. Is that possible?
That is possible. That's through Google Analytics. So
Let's say CEO.
you need to set up a Google Analytics account that's separate from Wix, and then Google will give you what's called a UA code. You put that into Wix, and then you connect that to your website. It sounds difficult, but it's actually not that difficult to do. And Wix has videos showing you how to do all of that.
There are some simple stats also already within the dashboard, and there's an app market in Wix where you can install third-party components, and stats are also
Oh, okay.
one of those. So there's a lot of options. Yeah.
But Google Analytics is the best way to monitor
Yeah, it's
how
more
your site
accurate.
is doing. It's free.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah.
what everybody uses it.
There are apps in Wix that you can use for a lot of things, and most of them you can get for free.
Yep.
So there's a lot that you can do with it. And just one last thing, we've got courting events, and the next one is next week. On Wednesday, it's downstairs in Space Cube, and it's about e-commerce. So if you're thinking about an online shop or interested in an online shop, that might be something that you would like to visit. I will be sending you an email after this event. If you haven't registered yet, make sure that I get your email. Yeah. Now, Uzi is going to take the screen, and he will show us in about half an hour how to make an entire homepage.
So I'll start from, you need to first create an account with Wix. That's free. And you set up, you get a username and a password, you log in, and this will be your screen. Your first screen will show you my sites. It's where we already have one site here. So I took a vanilla account, because we have a professional account which will be different to what you have. But this is what you will see on your account. Then you create a new site.
What's a vanilla account?
Has nothing. It becomes just like a standard with nothing on it.
I had also never heard of that word.
Basic. So they ask you what kind of website do you want to create. So mostly people.
So do we go through this with you the same time, or you just want to?
It'll be easier if you just have a look at what I do, and
Sure.
then you can, for the rest of the time, do it yourself, and we'll walk around and explain whatever you need to explain. One of the things they have now is an ADI, that's an artificial intelligence, building a website for you. They're pretty much one of the most advanced, if not the most advanced, website building company that has artificial intelligence, but it's still clunky, and I would recommend not to use it until it's up to scratch. At the moment, it's still not very good. So we start with a Wix editor, and they immediately give you templates.
Yeah.
There are many, many templates that already have a lot of things in them. So I'll just show you how that works. If you look at one, you can view the template. Just click on that, it opens a new tab. It loads very slowly. So they already have all the elements. This is what the website could look like. You could just use whatever is already there. And it's the easiest if you do take a template and use the elements as they are. As soon as you start modifying, it becomes a lot more difficult. The easiest is to take a template and just follow. That's not what we do. We build websites completely custom, so we start from scratch, and I will show you how that works. So theoretically, you can click edit this site, and it automatically brings it into the editor, and it becomes your site. And you can save it with your name. So I'll select a blank template, and I'll start from scratch. And this is the editor. Wix created HTML5 editor. Everything, the whole website is HTML5. I find it amazing. I've used many different systems over the years. We've used a lot of different ones. This is amazing because there is no restriction from a designer perspective. You can put whatever you want, wherever you want. You can pile things on top of each other. There's things that are impossible to do with any other system that you can easily do here. And that makes it really easy to build a nice website, but it also makes it easy to destroy a website, to make it full of too many things and piled up in the wrong place. So what I'll do first is add a menu. There is a plus button over there, which is the one you'll be using most of the time. Click on that and you get a list of things that are available, and they there is, you can customize everything, but you can also select from pre-existing design things. I like the very simple basic menu, so I'll select that. And I have a menu. There's only one page on it at the moment. I'll show you how to create more pages, and they automatically go into the menu. Now I want to put that up in the header. I just hold it and drag it up to the header, and it will change color, showing that it has now added it to the header, which means it will appear on all pages. Now I want to change the design of the header, because there is no design there right now. So I click on the header, and it says change header design. I select that. And there's again many different colors and things you can select from. I'll select that one, just a white one. Now we have a menu and header. Now I want to add some content to the page itself. Let's say we're building a website for a restaurant, an Italian restaurant. So I would like to add a strip. Now strips are basically content that stretches out to however big the website is. It doesn't matter how big the resolution of the screen that somebody would be looking at, it will stretch across. So if you're looking on a small computer, it will be smaller. On a large computer, it will still show on the whole. You don't have a little square in the middle. And I'll select the video background, which is a very cool thing. Stretch, so there's a little arrow that you see here. I'll just grab it and stretch, and I can stretch it to be as big as I want. Maybe a little more. Now I can change the strip background. Click on that. It gives me this window. I select video, and I go into the library. This is because it's a vanilla, it's a basic. There are no images here. On our account, there's already thousands of images that we use, but so we have to select something from Wix. Those are all videos that Wix has for you. They're all free to use. That's the free library. And we want to do a restaurant. That looks nice. Let's select that. I'll just double click it, and it will become the background video. Now I can see, I can click on preview to see what that looks like. It shows me what the website looks like. Go back to the editor if I'm happy with it.
Looks good.
That was good.
That's quick.
Makes you hungry.
Those things drive me batty with 0.3 megabits per second on my ADSL 2 Plus. And that's not coming for 4 years at least.
Yeah, those videos are actually optimized.
They're
So
streaming.
they're very,
Low on
it doesn't take long to load. They load really quickly. Even
So
on a slow
somebody's
connection.
sitting on their iPad
Yeah,
wanting to visit my site and I have one of those.
yeah.
Are they going to have any trouble?
No, if
Okay.
they're on an iPad, it will show you just a snapshot, a freeze of that.
Okay.
Also on the phone.
I think only on the phone.
No, on the
Yeah,
iPad as
iPad's
well.
also not.
Yeah, there's no video. It's only on a computer that it will show you the video,
Okay.
because it's assuming that on a mobile device you might not have the best connection.
Yeah.
And don't want to pay for
Maybe
extra download.
Yeah.
$20 a gigabyte if I go over my limit.
Vodafone's only 10.
Now I would like to add a title. So I select text, and I would like to add
Can you do the site title?
Yeah.
I'll add a site title. I can drag it on.
That's a site title that spoke about at SEO. So use one of those on every
That's a
page.
H1. stretch that to the borders, and I then say edit text, and it's as simple as that. Now I can select the font that I would like. I would like a nice big font. For that, because it'll be the first thing people will see. I like this one, it's pretty striking.
Can you import fonts?
You
Yes,
can.
you can.
So what about importing your logo?
Yeah, that will be a different thing, because that's an image. So you
Okay.
just upload an image.
It's just an upload image.
Yeah. And it would have to be a PNG. It doesn't have to be, but
A
I will show you.
Okay.
Not a JPEG,
Yeah.
so that there's
Yeah.
no, so there's no
Vector
background.
one.
Yeah. You could actually, if you have the font of your logo, you could install that and then just type it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So I select a font, and then now I have a slider to play with the size. So I just make it as big as I want. That looks good. I can select the color. Let's do something that would have a nice contrast, black. Now I wanna write something here. Let's call it Tony's Place. And now I'll add some blurb to go underneath it. A large heading. I edit this text. I can select the alignment. I want it to be aligned in the center because it's in the middle there. And I stretch it again so it doesn't jump to the next line.
You see that a purple line appears?
Yeah.
That means that it is exactly on the dotted line. Yeah, or lined out with any text above it.
And I select something.
What is the dotted lines on the sides of
That, the dotted lines shows you what you will see on a tablet device. So there are three different versions to the website. One is the desktop version, which uses whatever is however big your screen is. And two is the whatever appears between those lines, and that's for tablet device. And three is a phone, a smaller screen. And you just need to make sure that whatever you have appears, that whatever is business critical for you appears between those lines, because people on a tablet device will only see that. But if it's not business critical, you can put it on the sun, beyond those lines, and people on a desktop will see it. It can be prettier. But we mostly try to keep things between the lines.
So on the tablet, they can't scroll across and see it either, they just won't see it at
No.
all.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hate some of these phone type apps that refer to the on the real website. I don't mind scrolling across because they're so short and they don't have the stuff.
So, this is kind of important that you say, it's a restaurant, and we need to say somewhere it's a restaurant, but it's good that Google says, oh, Italian food. So when people search Italian food, you appear, because there is a high relevance on your website, because a large title on your website is called Italian food. Now, this script is what we call a grab. Basically, what you're trying to do with it is get people's attention straight away, tell them where they are. They're at Tony's Place. It's an Italian restaurant, there's Italian food here, and it's nice and pleasing. We want us nice and clean, easy. Once you grab their attention, you wanna start giving them information, a bit more information. And what we mostly do is either give them a visual menu, so something that they can select straight away. I wanna go to the products or services or contact or whatever, or build credibility. So in this case, we can add a strip to build some credibility, and I will choose another strip. I will choose a strip that has here about us. I click on it and it immediately appears at the bottom of the page. I can also drag it to be under the other strip. It's as easy as that. I think literally can't be easier. Now this color is not relevant to me, so I want to change the column background. So color, select white. That's it. Now this font here, it's all white, so I'll select black again, good contrast. That's it. Oh, there you go. Now, want to change this image, change column background, image. Let's see what they have. Free from Wix. Select chef. Let's say
No, they're all images, not on videos.
those are images, free images from the free image library. Yes.
I'm just checking everything's good.
Ah,
Sorry.
Very good.
All good?
Thank you. So this one looks like a Tony to me. There's Tony. Now we have something about the restaurant. It's
Yeah, otherwise you just
Tony.
upload a photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
The screen where you can choose the photos, there's also a button where you can upload from your hard disk.
Yes. So I will show you that. Change column background, image. I can select out of my images, and there's a couple images here. Or I can go to the free images from Wix. Those are all free images. And there is a search function, so you can filter. Or you can go to the big stock images, and those are stock images that you need to pay for. So if I'll search for chef here, I'll get a much, much bigger
How much are these?
number of
How much do they cost?
$3 per image. $3 US, so
One song, yeah.
for one image for one song
For your website.
Your website.
For your
right.
website.
for your website only.
Have you uploaded the image?
Oh, so if I go to my images and I would like to upload an image, I click on upload image and it opens my, so I'll just select a random thing to upload. It is uploading really, really quickly because their connection here is amazing. Done. Now I double click on that image that I uploaded, and now it tiles it because it's a very small image. I
Settings.
can go back here. There's an undo button. Have Tony again.
Did you all see that undo button?
Over here. Now I can add another strip to it. I don't know, maybe something about the place. Get some images of food. I want to change that to match the font.
So does that automatically suggest that images
Yes.
based on your previous?
Oh, no.
No.
Those are those are the images that are there irrespective of what I could be building a bicycle shop and just have you can see is, I mean, it takes a while to find out where everything is and get used to working on, but it doesn't get any easier. It's literally drag and drop.
Can you embed sounds, music, when you put your
You
loops?
can,
Yeah.
I would
Avoid it?
avoid it.
Oh, okay.
One of the things that, but what happens is, you open the page and there's music playing in the background, and it's mostly on a loop, and it just loops, and it just keeps
Noise.
playing, people hate it.
Yep.
So one of the things people hate the most from user experience perspective is using looping music in the background.
So when you're looking at something at work, you shouldn't be looking at something sounds pop.
Pops and
Yeah.
suddenly it's also, it will load for a while and you already opened another tab and now suddenly it plays and you don't know where it is. Which of the tabs is it?
If you're a musician and you want to showcase your music, there is various ways of the user having a choice
I'll
when to
actually show
play.
you a choice now.
With,
And videos, streaming videos, is there?
Yeah,
Yes. So there are, I'll show you next. I'll just change the,
Or a
I just
contact
can't
form.
see it. So I'll change that to white. Alright. And I'll add another strip. Now I'll add a strip that will allow me to do whatever I want on it. It's just a blank strip. White. And I would like to add to it a video.
Mhm.
So now I'm adding, this is a video, that was a video background strip that we have up on the top. But now I want to add a video that will be streaming from YouTube.
Mhm.
I'll put that here. What happens is people on a tablet device won't see that part of the screen, but it looks nicer rather than too centered.
So, yeah, do you put a link somewhere? How does it work?
yeah.
Yes.
How does
So
that connect to
now-
YouTube?
now I go
suppose? Oh, I can
change-
change, excuse me. Okay.
Change video.
Yep. Search.
And over here, you have the link of the video, so I can go to YouTube. I will just show you something, but it's not something that you would normally do, because you have to select your own video or one that you were given permission to use. So I'll just for demonstration purposes, show you a video. I'll just take this one. But what it does, it has a share option somewhere. No, it doesn't have a share option. Ah, there it is. And this is the link.
Mhm.
So I just copy that. I go back to my template. Where was that? Editor. Oh, now it's already asking me to save it. So I can save the site. We'll call it test. Save and continue. Now, done. Now I'll click on here and I'll replace it with the link I copied from YouTube. Update. And it will update the video.
What if you have a short introductory video that goes for 2 minutes and it's 10 megs, it's a small video? Can you just load that file in there? Is that
You can. So you can, when you add the video, you can either stream it or have
the files?
Wix play the video using their player. I would recommend, if it is a video that you want people to play every time, use either YouTube or Vimeo and stream it rather than have it
Create your
download
own
from your
channel
website.
and
Because if it's downloading, if your website is downloading, if the person needs to download that video from you, streaming from Wix, it's using much more complicated technology than Vimeo and YouTube. You'll get the best quality, ease of use
With
through
Vimeo.
using Vimeo or YouTube.
And if you tag the right keywords in YouTube, you have the advantage of the whole world searching YouTube and also being able to find you there,
Right.
Also, you have
irrespective of your website.
so you have the option. I can make the video autoplay, which I would really
Avoid, yeah.
avoid.
Yeah.
Let people have the choice. Loop, really avoid.
Yeah.
And leaving the controls. So when are the controls shown? Always, never. So let people have the controls. The users really want to be in control of what they're looking at.
So the issues with using the Wix player are that, one, you're probably paying for the data transfer, is that right?
No, it just makes it heavier and takes longer for the site to load. And
Okay.
because if you have a large video, you essentially the person is downloading that video onto their
Even if they're not
Rather
going to
than-
watch it.
No, if they do watch it. But
Okay.
maybe not. Actually, it will load anyway because it needs to. The player needs to load.
The purpose of the
The
video
streaming happens in it buffers. Essentially, it loads small bits of bit by bit, and it matches the connection speed that you have. Also with the quality of the video, so it will. If you have a very fast connection, it will give you the maximum quality, or it will reduce it according to. So it really is a good player. YouTube or Vimeo is the best to use.
the
I'll show you.
purpose of Wix videos is really background video. So it's, there is a limit to how large it can be. I think it's 50 megabytes.
Right. Okay.
And it streams full width and you don't have controls.
Yes.
So it's meant to be as
It's just a background.
as an engaging way to create an environment for the app for the website. Whereas YouTube has all the benefits of having controls over it,
Over the
adjusting
streaming
it
process.
to your speed, the size of the video, and
This is what it
everything.
looks like. I just click as a user, and you're familiar with everything. People they just know it. They know how to use it. And I can select full size or
Actually, sorry, I'm just getting a word. Jeff.
Yes, you can't escape rubbish television everywhere.
literally. I can place this video wherever I want. I can choose the size. This I can add, let's say, let's make it look pretty. I can add image from Wix. That's good. I can show you two things. Screen. So I can select this, for instance. And now I want that to be behind the video. So I right click on it. And arrange. I want to send it backwards, not completely to the back as it will go behind the script. So I just move it backwards a little bit. Now it's attached to the screen, to the strip. that's one of the things that you need to play around with. Okay. Until you get it right. So now I can place it on top of that image and it will look like it's playing on a screen.
Yeah.
Okay, select the two, move down on this side again. And this is white. You can fiddle with that, I'll tell you, for days. But this is what it will look like. So now it looks like it's playing on the screen. Okay, so next thing I would like to add is where is the restaurant? Location. So let's add a location to it. I go down to contact and I select a map. If you scroll down, you can see a whole range of already pre-designed, whatever you want. Let's select one of those. And it adds a map as a strip. You don't have to use a strip, you can have a small map. I can stretch it a bit. And now I want to select the location. So it says change address. I click on that. And I put 45 King Street. Perth. Find. It finds the address. And I want to call it Tony's. Set. And now it's called Tony's. So everything is really easy. I mean, but you'll find playing around with it takes some time, but it's worth it. You just get to know the platform better, and then it's really easier, and you move around, you move with things a lot faster. Now,
Can you show how you move things underneath while you make something larger or bigger? And that the text moves when you enlarge the image above, the little arrows, the bottom arrow.
I'm not sure. Yeah. So you can either grab. Do you mean grab and move the item?
Now, if you want to put something in between, or if you want to make something bigger, then you don't have to move everything down. It all goes by itself because you use the bottom arrow.
Yes. So let's say this strip that I have, I want to put something between those two strips. I just hold this arrow over here. I grab it, I push down, and then everything beneath that point will drag it, will push everything down in the same ratio as it was before. It doesn't stack things up. So now I can add something to here. Maybe some text. Or a gallery, an image gallery. So you select gallery, it will give you a list of many different options, slideshows, ridiculous looking carousels, anything you want. It's amazing. There's literally everything. I'll put that one there. And now I can push that to the bottom. Center.
And there's the purple line again. So now you know that it's exactly in the middle of the page.
I click change images, and I need to first delete all the images that are there at the moment. I add images. I can either upload my own or go to Wix. Say food.
this is all still one page, isn't it? This is the first front page.
This is just a home page, yeah. So we're doing hopefully what we talked about earlier, single page, single scroll.
So what would happen if they click on one of those images? Does it just get bigger on that single page as they go to a...
I will show you what happens. That's a good question. I'll just
Print with what you want.
You make the links.
You can put a link in, you can just show a bigger image.
Yes.
Okay.
So when I go, you can select what it does,
Right.
but I go back to view the basic form is it just when you click on an image, it opens a player and it shows, and then you can scroll in the gallery. It will just show you the images that are there. The last thing I would like to show you is adding a contact form to the footer. So we go to contact and scroll back up. And it starts with contact forms. I'll select one, this one. Just drag it here. And now I want that to be in the footer, so I want that available on all pages. So I can either right click it on it and say show on all pages over here, or I can just use this little menu here. Whenever an item is selected, it shows you the features of that particular item, and then I go show on all pages. It turns orange. So now I can drag it down to the footer, and it will show on all pages.
How do you add the Twitter and LinkedIn and all that?
I'll show you that. Okay, so let's just add social, and I can add a bar. And there's several options with it. First I show it all pages, so I can now drag it here to the footer. Which is that's with the blank templates I need to play around with. Anyway, so now when I go here, I go set the social links, and I can say I don't want Twitter or Google Plus. I just want Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram, and I click on Facebook, and it allows me to select which page I want to connect that to. So at the moment it's connected to this page, done, that's a link, as you can see. So when people come to your website and they click on that, it will take them to your Facebook page.
Could you show how to make a new page?
Yes. Here is a list of the pages that you've created. Every page you create goes onto the menu. So I click on that, and I can either add a page from here, which means a new blank page, and I can call it about, or I can, once I've created one page, I have a template for other pages, so I just click on that and I go down to duplicate, click on that, and it will duplicate this page. I'll call it copy of home, and I will call it contact. So now we have a home page, which is this. And we have a contact page, which is a duplicate of the home page, and I can delete whichever elements I want. I don't want, so I don't want this strip anymore. I delete that, and so I modify the page to be a contact us page.
And do you have to have the site title, another site title on that page?
It will be. It's good if you tell Google with each page, what is this page? What is this page about? What are you trying to say here? Who are you appealing to? And also, if you tell people who get to that page, you know, this is a contact page.
Yeah.
That's what defines this page.
So it's the easiest if you duplicate the page, because now you can just change the Tony's place text and you know that you have the site title. And also, you can see above now that the two pages are in the menu. So they appear there automatically.
And so now I can publish. When I click publish, this site goes live, which means that it is now available for anyone to see. So I can go to view site, and it opens a tab with this website,
This is on the internet.
which means this is now on the internet. So I can now copy this link, send it to anyone, they click and they see this website. It is not yet available on Google because we've not submitted to search engines, but it is already up for anyone to see.
What does it mean, submit to search engines?
You have to tell Google this or Wix. I want this page to be found by search engines or not.
So
You
click
can
box
have-
somewhere, or,
Yes.
okay,
On the
account page or something with a,
so when you go into this becomes where it's a bit
And
fiddly and you
Underside.
might not wanna play with
in
it
the top
too
menu,
much.
yeah.
Yeah, on the page.
On the page itself, so when you
Yeah.
go onto the page itself, you have here
Page SEO.
you have here a list of things that you can select, different definitions that you can change for the page. One of them is the SEO.
So
You
here,
have page info. You have you can set any of the pages to be the home page, or to be shown or not shown. You can select how it would appear in the browser. Permissions, no restrictions, password protected, members only. So you can have a page which is only accessible if you have a password. And this is the SEO.
yeah, so here you fill in the SEO text, which means that here goes a title, and it will tell you when it's too long, and here goes a description of your site. That is what will appear in Google when somebody types in Italian food and finds your site. That's the text that will appear, so you can say what will appear in Google. So it's very important that it exactly describes what your site is about. So only people that want to find your site go there. So Google's happy.
This is probably the key search term. Italian restaurants in Perth, or wherever your location is.
And you can here see how it will appear in Google.
And here you can say, I want it or I don't want it to be found by search engines. And you can select a URL. So instead of the string, which is the automatic URL that you get allocated from Wix, you can say, no, I want it to be called that. And then it will show you a short I've shown you so far is free. I mean, literally, also with the website going on the internet, that's all free. The account is free, the editor is free, the website online forever is free. You start paying, I will show you.
Here's the catch.
The catch is you have a little thing here that says up on the top,
Creative Wix.
it says,
And on the bottom.
and you have the bottom strip.
As long as you're fine with
And
that,
you don't have your
the websites
domain.
are free.
Okay.
Yeah?
So,
But if you want to add your own domain name, then you have to cost.
so if I want it to be called tonysplace.com.au, I need to pay, I need to upgrade the account to a premium account, which is the
$8.20.
Yeah,
$8
you can pay,
a month, US, $12 Australian.
The minimum, what I've seen quite a lot now is people just pay $5 US, but it still has the create the Wix site on the top.
Yeah,
But you can connect your domain.
yes.
And then for $3 and they have a lot of promotions. Basically every holiday, 50% off.
Yeah.
Or for a year of subscription.
So instead of 8, it will be $4.50 for a year for the first year.
So yeah, I've already got a domain name. I just basically pay it, whatever it is, $5 or $10.
Yeah.
That's a different thing. So you pay for your domain name to
Separate.
host separately.
Yeah.
You can buy domains through Wix, but not .com.au domains.
Yeah.
So you have that hosting of the domain, or the domain name server, and then you have Wix hosting, which is
Yeah.
hosting your website. So it's two different things.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then what you do is point the domain that you have at the moment
To this, yeah.
to this server.
Yeah.
So it's called the domain name server, the DNS.
Yeah.
Instead of pointing to wherever it's pointing at the moment, you point it at that, and then when people write that domain or click on something with a domain name, it will point immediately at your new website.
Yeah, that's right.
Uzi,
Yeah.
maybe you can show them how to create a Wix account if you don't have it yet.
Yep.
Yeah, so that you can just follow what he's doing. You create your own account. It's
Free
also free.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you can start your own website.
It depends on which website. If you want a .com.au domain,
Yeah.
what's the
You log out.
Yeah.
Otherwise it will automatically get.
I pay
So when you go to wix.com,
$5
that's what you'll see.
I'm with
And you
Ventra,
can either
I
click on
prefer.
start
So
now
you can
or
go
sign in.
with any
I'll just
host.
click on start now.
So my wife had
Yeah.
I can either log in if I already have the
Yeah.
details or sign up.
Yeah.
I see that there's a British one that has success.
Put an email,
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
Social.com.
You
Yeah.
enter the email, password,
Okay, yes, we can
another
check-
password,
check that out.
and you
Yeah,
sign up.
yeah.
You go into.
Yeah.
I don't currently have. Do you have an email address that I could that is not, because all my email addresses that I have accounts on
Yeah, and
are associated with it.
Jerry at least.com. I'm not sure if it's connected to something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay, just, you can ask me later.
So, I'm gonna use Jerry's email. Type it again. Password. One that you should never ever ever do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Password 1 with a capital P.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sign up. This email is already in the system.
We change them every week.
So do you have another one? Nah, don't worry about it. Basically that's what you do. You type your email twice, password twice, and you have an account. And then you go straight into my sites.
Yeah, so then you can search for a template that you like. You could start now just with one that you say, okay, let's just do a tryout. Take one of the templates. And
Was it business that
it
he?
depends on what What kind of website you want to make?
Online.
Couple of designs.
And once you have a template chosen a template, you can just click on any part of it and change it. What you'll see when you click on it is that a little menu appears above it.
That's actually, it's a good video
Is
to
it?
show you, what you can do. One more thing I would like to show you is if you go on YouTube and you search for, Wix tutorials, you get a whole list with any question you might have has been either covered by Wix or by somebody who uses Wix. Or some of them are weird. Some of them are related to the old editor because this is a new editor that they have at the moment. But there's a list of many different videos that cover every subject you can think of. And that's probably the best way because I've already shown you most of what you need, but when you're suddenly at home sitting you do it and you remember how to change something, but then you get to it again next week and how do you do that? I forgot. You just go onto a Wix tutorial with a specific question and they answer that. Also, Wix has a very vast support section of their website with anything. There's everything there. They answer everything in writing. They have videos that they've created, and you can ask for a ticket, a support ticket if you can't find anything there. But mostly it answers everything. There's everything there.
I feel like I'm not gonna know when to choose a strip and when to choose
An
whatever
item.
else.
I would suggest always have a strip as a background to everything that you do.
Right.
So in this particular website, we have the header is a strip anyway. It comes by default. But then we have a video background strip. That's the grab. Then we have a strip with columns. It's called actually. We've selected it from the list of strips, but it has two different two
This is
blocks of
something
content. And
very
those
new.
blocks of content are actually dynamic. They move around, so they match the size of screen that you have. And if you're looking on a smaller screen, it will just reduce the amount of background space that you have around the content.
And you didn't put that button on there, did you? That was just part of the.
No, but I can
the
show you right
choice.
now how to add a button, as you do with everything else. It's really simple. So add, this is our main button, and you go to button here, and you have a list of pre-designed buttons with all kinds of things and icons, etc. Let's select the basic one button. There it is. Place it here. Now we can change the text.
See how everything that you can do with the button, all there is in the little menu that appears above it. So there is nothing else. So if you can't find it, you just have to go through these things and then it has to be there.
So I will select change the design and customize design. And now I can customize all the elements in the button. So the color of the text, the font, the size, the border. I'll show you the border, for instance. It's 4. I would like to reduce it to maybe 1 pixel. I can write here 1. So much nicer, cleaner. shadow, which is unnecessary. I can select from a list of pre-designed buttons that they have here on the top, like this one. Change the text, call it booking, and we have a button. It's really easy. I mean, they made it as easy as possible. The problem is that you have so many options. That's what makes it complicated.
And Jerry said before about checking to see if it's mobile
Well,
friendly.
yes, I'll get to it now. So the next thing, a button is always a link to something.
Yeah.
So I click on the link icon to connect it to what I want. I can either connect it to a page, which means it connects to one of the pages on our website, on the website we just created. I can put a web address, so it will go to another website. Yes. Or an email, a phone number, a document, whatever you have in this list. So I will select a different page on our website, maybe the about page, and here there's an anchor, so I can actually select where I want it on the page. It can take you to a specific area in the page. That's called an anchor. We'll leave that out because that adds a complication.
So
It's
say
unnecessary.
if it's just a single scroll homepage.
Yes.
And you want to go right to the bottom, you could anchor it.
That's correct. Or if there is a, let's say I have a team page and I want this specific person and the team to appear when you click on it. I don't want them to scroll through the whole team.
Yep.
So I can put an anchor and we'll go directly to that person on the team page.
Okay.
And so, mobile site. So what I'll do now is I'll save all the changes that I've done. Don't show that again, thank you. And I'll look at that page in the mobile site view. So I click on that. And it shows me the telephone and what the website looks on the phone right now. And you can see it's a bit of a mess. Some things have gone on top of each other. The size of some of the elements is weirdly huge. So first thing I'd like to do, this is the menu. Push it up the top so it's out of the way. The header doesn't have to be that big. Make it a bit smaller. The whole
Will this change it in the other view as well, or just on the
no,
mobile view?
just on mobile.
Oh, okay.
Has
So you're
no
better off
effect.
starting with the tablet or PC view
Yes,
and then move and then optimize.
you have to.
Right. Okay.
Essentially, you can only remove some of the elements, but you can't really change them. You can change the size, but you can't really redesign. The design is done on the desktop view, and here you're just aligning things and optimizing. And so I think this is a bit too big, so I can make that smaller. Just click on this A minus, and it reduces the size. That's a little better. I'll reduce the size of this as well.
If you're using a template, does the mobile functionality need any?
It's already
tweaking?
optimized for mobile mostly. I've never seen one that wasn't. I'm reluctant to say always, but it's probably already, most of them will be already optimized mobile. But as you add your content, it will throw things out of whack. I can also drag this, make it a little smaller. It doesn't have to be. And what you see is, this is what you'll see when you look at it on a phone. It will not be a video. It will be just that image.
Can you put slideshows in?
I'm Sorry?
Slideshows?
Slideshows, yes, I will show you slideshows. So here, for instance, with this video, I don't need the screen here, it's a bit of an overkill. So I have a don't show button here. Just this button, which just doesn't show it anymore. It's not gone. So over here, this strip is still, I can make it visible again. I just brought it back. But I don't want it. It's an overkill on a mobile site. What people want on a mobile site is just a few things. So I can even make it simpler. You assume that a person on the go wants to know where you are, how to contact you, what's your telephone number, and that what's the opening time, etc. So a person using a small screen doesn't want to be loaded with information that they're not going to read, they can't read, it's irrelevant to them.
It's just call to action.
It's just really concise and really what they need. Now I publish that and we essentially have a mobile site. If you're using other systems, you'll find that a mobile site is a very complicated thing, but they've managed to simplify it quite amazingly. We were going
Does anybody else have any other question?
Yes, we're going to look at
Slideshow?
slideshows. And click on add.
Are there any problems with trying out things? You managing?
Yeah, I seem to get stuck on it's reusing an existing online store. So it's just,
It has already sample items in it.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's just create a personality which is okay, but
I think you went to the one on the right.
The automatic.
oh, is that
AI.
what I did?
I think
I did 89, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Which
so
is, it's actually quite good because,
Yeah, you can.
you click
Slideshow.
slideshow,
Right.
you select
so,
the
so
slideshow.
I just go, so that's what I should,
I'll select just that one.
How do you,
Overall,
so if you
The
make
best
your,
is
the slideshow's made up of your own photos, how do you load that in?
yeah, because mine's going to be around kids, so
Oh. I've got one of them.
yeah, they're good templates actually.
Yeah,
What's your product?
It's a wearable for parents for their kids and technology.
So when I click on the
So the
slideshow,
personalities are really right.
Yeah.
it shows you up on the top, slide 1 of 3. So this is the first slide. Now, change slide background.
And then you can choose your photo.
You can do two things.
Yeah.
One
It's
is
still
choose
very much
a
progress,
different image,
giving it a go.
which is a
So I
different,
looked at some sample sites that I like that
just as an example,
Yeah.
which
now that's the background.
that
Or
balance,
you can
right.
choose
If you
color
know
background.
the main thing is good product photos.
Yeah,
That
which I
will,
don't have.
Yeah, that will make or break.
Yeah, I mean,
And add
with
an
kids,
image
I can put my kids on.
Yeah, but it's more the lighting.
to a slideshow strip, which means
That's not bad.
Yeah.
that it will only take a portion of
So
it.
that's the correct.
Still a slideshow, but it'll be a slideshow.
Technology, I mean, kids and technology.
Select that, for instance,
Yeah.
So PCs and watches.
over here.
Yeah, yeah. If you're looking for very
You okay?
specific
What am I
images,
doing? Settings?
we'll have to go to
So for the
Really?
ones, you know how we chose a video from the
Yeah.
weeks?
for free images.
What
Do you
did I
manage
do?
videos?
I clicked
So
manage
now-
video.
It's okay, I mean,
Yeah,
When I go to preview,
but it gives you a really quick start.
So
and
you
then
do-
you can
so
always change it.
if I want to
This
this
is
and
one
go back
slide.
and create my own, but
I don't know, it's fine, huh?
this
Wait,
is just a
let's
sample.
just
site.
go down to-
Oh,
oh,
You have to go to your account. If you go to
this
that
is one
tab,
slide,
you
and
go
So that shows on
This
every
is
mail.
You've got the,
So-
the speed at which they change.
This is
the-
a
Yes,
video
you can-
strip, yeah, that I showed you.
How long to
I
keep the
think that's
slide,
doing
it software.
how quickly will they change,
Ah, okay.
what kind
Yeah.
of,
I had
how will they change, do they slide in
Okay.
from one side, do they
That's
fade
right.
into each other, do they roll in or do they?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to, that's what I had last time.
Yeah.
So now the slides are changing, you also have a little menu here, so little,
It's
Can
more
you
the
add a
style or the font is
Yeah,
you
can use that one.
And
Yeah.
scroll,
Oh.
and
Do you know
we'll
what I
show
did
you.
is I pressed video
yeah,
instead of
yeah,
straight.
Yeah, that's
Yep,
the
that's it.
look I wanna have with.
So if I,
And if I can
just more
Manage
black
slides.
so that it's more clear what the strip is. Yeah, so there's a strip.
Yeah.
and
Change
add
the
more
strip.
slides.
Yeah, that's what I saw last
There
time.
you go.
I can duplicate the slide or I can add new slides,
Uh-huh.
so I'll duplicate
oh, okay,
Free
so
from links. Or you can
and then just
like this
add
and
more slides.
maybe when
referral.
maybe when I'm a bit more
This slide.
established.
Yeah. Yeah, you can search for a certain topic. Oh, yeah.
Change the slide backgrounds like a different image. Yeah, slideshow, but
That's
this
probably,
is,
yeah, just in, or just design.
we've built
Because design would be both
websites
print
with
and graphic
many
design.
different CMSs, content management systems.
And
I've never seen a CMS that
It's a video,
will let
it's
you